This is going to be a quick video of me loading my stuff into my new Granite Gear Crown 2 that I got on Massdrop for 119 bucks shipped. Looks pretty good. There are a few tweaks I'm going to make to it, but we'll go over those when I get to it. But a couple things that I've noticed that I'm going to tweak. I'm going to adjust the belt. It's got one of those, I think they call it refit belt. I'm going to adjust it so that the pockets are further forward on my hips by widening this piece underneath here. And I'll take off these bungees. I know they're there for bottle capture when you clip a bottle here like this. I know that that's what they're there for, and you can. But I'm thinking I might actually use some cinch down Velcro so it's not as springy as this, that you can just slide it into a sleeve that you've got pre-made. But yeah, I've got all my other gear in it. The reason I needed this particular pack versus my previous one was that my current sleeping bag, it's like a 5 degree or a 0 degree that I've had forever, and it's just bulky. So I've got it in the bottom of a trash compactor bag. And anyhow, I don't want to give up the warmth of that thing for now. I do have my tent, which is just a gear top one person. So I've got a Tyvek sheet there. I've got my tent, I've got the ground stakes, access to my Sawyer, my knock bladder, stuff like that right there. Got plenty of room for more stuff in side pockets, water. I like to carry 1 liter smart water bottles. Obviously papers. Not sure about the sit pad, if I'll keep it there or put it in the back here, right here maybe, but for now I'll put it there. But yeah, I got plenty of room for roll top. I've got probably 3 days worth of food in there already, so I'll show it to you when I've widened the belt. Okay, so I actually widened the belt when they shipped it. It was shipped at 28 inches or something. I set it at 34. Feels pretty good, man. Feels good right in the lumbar support area. I've taken off 3 of the bungees that were there to support bottles. I got this thing called Bottle Buddy, which has got this neoprene ring that goes around the smart water bottle. This is a 750 ml. And I went ahead and left one of the bungees on, and it's in there pretty good. I was disappointed with the way it worked on my previous pack. I didn't have enough daisy chain stuff on the shoulder strap. Anyhow, that feels pretty good. I may look into swapping this bungee out for, like I say, Velcro. Don't know for sure. Looks pretty good right now. I'll go for a test spin. I got a long, because my torso is 23. I'm 6'2", 6'3". Anyhow, yeah, obviously plenty of room to go there. And yeah, you can see where the top of the quote frame is relative to me. And I've got, like I say, torso 23 from neck knuckle to iliac crest. I got plenty of room for more food. I could handle many more days worth of food. I don't know if I'd like the weight and water, but yeah, I'll take it on a spin and we'll check it out in a couple days. Okay, so this is the pack I'm actually switching out of for the Granite Gear Crown 2 that I got on Massdrop. It's a good pack. A little bit heavy, probably weighs the same as this is a 40 liter pack. as the Granite Gear Crown 2, maybe actually a little bit more. The reason it weighs more is, well, the material's thicker. But it's got all kinds of extras. It's got a second pouch here for on the inside right here for wet clothes. It's got a hydration bladder with a hook right on the back. It's got a good grab handle. I think it's called the Trail 40. REI Trail 40, yeah. Not enough daisy chain stuff to attach stuff, in my opinion. And the hip pockets are a little small. I'm thinking they're a little small also on the Granite Gear, but they're bigger than this. It's got the nice buckle system in that you connect in the middle and then you pull from the sides. So in order to tighten, you're doing from the sides, unlike the older ones where you used to pull from the middle. So you can get it right. It's got nice shaped shoulder straps. I think they call them the S curves. But you know, just generally a little heavy and a lot of features that weigh more. It's kind of got a cool, you can open the pack completely if you want to do a front load. It's got these catches here that prevent the zip from going down, but you can undo the catches. It's got trekking pole tip holders. If you put your trekking pole in there and then clip it behind here, you can have your trekking pole stuffed in there. It's got some good daisy chain stuff on the front. What I was doing with my tent was putting it underneath because I assume my tent could be wet or might not be wet, so I wanted it outside the backpack all the time. And I'll show you how I've got that. I'm going to take the dog for a hike. I've got to get out of the house. We're selling it and there's a bunch of people coming over. Anyhow, I'll show you how I've got the pack on the Granite Gear. I've got it in the big front pocket. This has got a front pocket, but it's not really that big. And it's got a zip on it on the side. So you can't put that much stuff in there. You can put the necessities like papers and water filtration stuff. A couple side pouches. They got the good angle, but they're really not that big and not that deep for like a 1 liter smart bottle. They're okay for a 750, but a 1 liter gets top heavy. Again, another side pouch here, and they've got inner pouches on the inside. So a lot of features. Good pack for very comfortable for walking around for day or two trips, but I wanted more for food storage basically. So anyhow, that's the pack I'm switching out of. Still will use it, but you know, checking out the Granite Gear. So I'll give you a rundown on the Granite Gear later. Okay, I'm at the trailhead of the Latta Plantation Hill Trail. I'm using the All Trails app, and the visitor center building is right there, the green dot. I'm the blue dot. So anyhow, I'll just show you how this works. This is a DU recorder screen recording app on my Android phone. Got the dog with me. Zoom in a little bit so you can see some movement happening. Hopefully. Even more. So you can see the direction I'm headed is correct. And come on, Pep, let's go. Anyhow, that's how the DU recorder screen recording app works. And again, this is the All Trails application on my Android phone. Anyhow, I hope that helps. This is what the elevation looks like over the distance, 5.4 miles. I think I've done it before and it's really 4.4, and there's a bunch of switchbacks and whatever. Anyhow, you can see up here that I would need to start making a left. And that's it. Okay, I'm out at Latta Plantation again with the Hound. Checking out this new Granite Gear Crown 2 I got on Massdrop. And the sun is a problem. Let's try that. It's March 19th, 2019. And it's starting to green up a little bit compared to what you guys may have seen in the past. So here's the trail. I mean, pickup trucks run down this thing at this point. And the place where I started with the previous All Trails demo was just 300 yards back there. I saw a fox in here not a couple times back. I don't know if I mentioned it on another. I thought it was a dog, and then I realized, no, it's actually a fox, and it was right near the visitor center. They must have had a fire here. You can see all the blackened leaves, and they go well into the woods there. They must have had that relatively recent, because I don't remember seeing that or smelling that last time I was here. One thing occurs to me while I see it right there in the viewfinder or whatever is, and I know this from my own experience, but you know, a lot of people carry a bandana for. I use it for a snot rag, for sweat, for cleaning cookware, you know, those kind of things. And when I get to water occasionally, you know, if I'm on a longer hike, I'll rinse it out or whatever further downstream from where people will pick up their water. But women also use them for pee rags, and they hang them on the back of their packs. So thing I would suggest is, you know, pick them up, but don't think there's some kind of magic. You know, if you're gonna use them, clean them before you're gonna use them. Otherwise, just throw them in the trash when you get to town or something. Anyhow, just FYI. Yeah, still a lot of burnt territory here. I don't know if you can really see it there very well, but dog isn't as wound up this time as she was last time, wanting to go. I'll do I'm just coming out here just to sort of check out how this Granite Gear feels, but I will go through the reasons why I picked it, other than the price. Price was right. You can see my bottle storage. That's a 750 ml smart water bottle with the flip up cap, which I put on all my bottles, but it's kind of halfway kept in there by a bungee cord. I got that thing called a Bottle Buddy from REI. It's like $6, so you can clip it to the daisy chain on your shoulder strap. But it's kind of a pain in the ass to strap it to the correct daisy chain, and you can see that the bungee is, you know, kind of high on the bottle, so you know, it doesn't really keep the bottle there 100%. It may be okay, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up getting a water bottle pouch. I think Z-Pack sells them, and some other people, you know, sell them. You can make one. I mean, it's probably not a difficult do-it-yourself thing, but I think you can buy them for $10 or something. So I'll probably look into doing that, and then you can just slide the water bottle in there. And I think it would probably support a 1 liter bottle. Pepper, no, come. Probably support a 1 liter bottle. And the height there is a challenge for being top heavy. This is a 750 ml. Anyhow, I'll do a review of the Granite Gear when I get further along this hike. Nice of somebody to give us a trail marking cairn. Totally unnecessary, as you can see. Okay, I'm not sure how the audio is going to be. There's some wind around, but I'm going to unpack my Granite Gear, and then I'll repack it and give you some thoughts as to why I bought it. First thing I'm going to do is kind of lay out the part of my Trailhead ground sheet so I can put stuff on it. I need to run it through the washing machine to get it beat up some, make it more pliable. One thing I learned from even doing this is have my Trailhead all rolled up lengthwise. I need to have it rolled somewhat halfway so I can fold it out to like a 3x4 square as opposed to a 1x8 square. So something to think about when I roll that thing up. Alright, we're at the bottom of my pack. Yeah, I get this bad boy out. So that is everything that's in the pack, including a compactor trash bag. I'll put that in a second and we'll repeat the process. So there's tons of reviews online, but the reasons I went with this were because big side pockets that are angled can fit in, and I'll show you in a minute, can fit in 4 1-liters if you want, smart bottles. Got the giant front pouch, which is where I keep my tent. Again, I always assume that my tent's going to be wet, so I want it on the outside. Even though this bad boy is water resistant or whatever, I would never assume waterproofness. One giant center pouch, like my original Boy Scout pack from way back in the day. That was an REI Traverse, which I like. This bad boy's got a roll down top. Load lifters right here. Hip pouches. People say they're big. I don't think they're that big. I probably would prefer a little bit bigger. It's got the this lumbar support and this sort of frame covered by the mesh. Felt pretty good. I mean, I've walked in, you know, I don't know, a mile, maybe a little more. But it's got that refit system, which is just Velcro attached inside of here, and you can expand it. It comes, when they ship it to you, pretty small. but I expanded it a little bit to get those pouches a little bit further towards the front of my hips, just for accessibility purposes. Anyhow, daisy chains, the cinching straps on the side can go on the inside of the mesh pouch or on the outside, which is nice. I took off the lid or the brain or whatever you want to call it, because I just don't dig that, but whatever. All right, let me jam everything back in. And so this is just a heavier gauge garbage bag. That's all that a compactor grade garbage bag is. Got the dog around here somewhere. She's walking around like crazy. All right. Another thing is, I don't gotta pack this thing extremely carefully because it's got plenty of room. It's 60 liters. So let's put this sleeping bag in the bottom, just raw out of a bag. Everything else pushes it down anyway. That's a 5-degree, class 5, the standard of the world. Had it forever. I'm sure there's better sleeping bags now. There's my REI Flash Therm. Got a 5.6 R rating or something. Just get it in there. Jam down. Trekology pillow. Clothes, spare clothes. Ditty bag full of medical stuff, whatever. A silk sleeping bag liner, just to keep the sleeping bag, I mean, it's wicked warm, just to keep it cleaner. Here's it's a rain jacket, Frog Togs rain jacket, dirt cheap. A couple spare, trash bags, whatever. Food. I'm gonna keep that out because I'm gonna grab something. Drink flavors. Put the headlamp in the side pouch. Hand sanitizer in the side pouch. Spoon in the front pouch. Butt wipes, just put them inside of here. Extra papers, put them in here. Bug spray. This is permethrin. Not a fan of DEET, but that stuff's pretty good. A spare bandana. I was telling you about bandanas before. Gotta pay attention to that. My water system is a knock 2-liter. So you could have 6 liters of water on you, no problem. For the desert of the PCT, 2 in each side, and smart water bottles on this bad boy in the top of your pack somewhere if you were hurting for water. I keep that in the back pouch, but I put it in my tent. Here's my tent. It's a Gear Top 1-person. I'm looking to get the, it's gonna take some time, but the X-Mid Dan Durston, I think. Looks like a Canadian dude. He talks about projects like a lot of Canadians do. Cracks me up. Anyhow, he's got a tent that really looks designed, looks the business. It's a 2-layer tent, a fly and an inner tent, which I like because condensation is going to hit the fly and roll to the ground, as opposed to like the Z-Packs duplex, which is obviously a great tent and light and etc. But anyhow, I'm gonna look at that X-Mid next time it comes out on Massdrop. Take a look for his video out there, X-MID. That really looks the business at, and I checked into the price. It's about 200 bucks. So this thing's 100 bucks. It works. Pretty easy to set up. Looks like it'd be very good in wind and rain. But at 6'2", it's tight on the ends. So if you're 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", no problem. You could work this bad boy, no problem. Anyhow, I like to jam, as I said, 58 times my tent down in there. That front pouch is enormous. So put my water system here. Now if it's below freezing, I'm keeping this Sawyer squeeze in a coat pocket so it doesn't freeze. Key. Tent stakes. I'll put my Tyvek down in here. When I'm finished, I'll roll it up, but I won't roll it up 1x8. I'll roll it up 3x4 or something. I've got a Z-Packs, what do we call it? Thermarest sit pad, and it's kind of a pain in the neck in terms of packaging. It's got this bungee cord, which I put through a gear strap just in case it comes undone. So anyhow, I'll put that on. And other than that, I've got, like I say, food, which I'm about to eat something with the dog. And speaking of which, I got to find her. Pepper, come. And you know, we'll see what else goes on, but that's what I got. Okay. So I'm on a piece of the Cove Trail. It occurred to me to tell you guys when I was doing that sort of backpack review business. The reason I was in all those brambles was there was a sawed off tree and I used that to put my tripod on, but everything else is kind of burned to the ground, kind of like this stuff here is. I don't know how much you can see of that. Just out chilling. Like 41 degrees this morning when we started. Curious what you guys, I'm 6'2", pretty long arms, what length you guys run your trekking poles at. I was running them around 125 centimeters, trying 130 now. I think a little bit longer might be better, just because it forces you to have the angle back a little bit more, which provides you more propulsion. Obviously, especially up hills. Anyhow, I'm just curious what you set them at, given relative heights. These are the Cascade Mountain carbon poles, and one thing I noticed last time I was out with them, don't know if I mentioned it in another video or not, was when you put them on the ground. Oh, she's right behind me. I was wondering where the dog was. When you put them on the ground, I was getting some noise. Well, they've got shock cord in the inside to keep them all together, so you can package them and put them someplace. Anyhow, you got to tighten the ferrules, and mine had come loose. And these things have only got the quick locks on the top section, so it's 3 sections, and sections 1 and 2 are fixed with those ferrules you tighten, but sections 2 and 3 have a quick connect like this. That's on section 3, but it allows section 2 to go inside it. Another thing while I'm looking down at my feet is I probably about 5 years ago, I was going to go visit my father-in-law in Alaska and help him actually move south all of his stuff. Guy's got a rough life, spends the winters in San Diego and the summers in Alaska. Anyhow, gonna help him move, and I knew I needed a new pair of boots, and I got these Keen Durans, which are like wearing freaking house slippers. They're so comfortable. I mean, they're unbelievable. Most of the time, I don't bother doing up laces at the top 2 and 3 or 1 and 2 spots. You know, unless I'm really going to be going someplace where I could twist an ankle or whatever. I just slip them on and slip them off just like house slippers, man. They're freaking amazing. And they had a really, really good write-up in, I think it was Alaska Magazine, which he subscribed me to way back in the day. When they say the Great Land, that's not a overestimation. Alaska's amazing. If you can get a chance to go up there, you should do it. I've been up, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now, and it's, yeah, amazing. It's the only words I can use to describe it. When he and I drove the Alaska-Canada Highway southbound from where he lived on the Kenai near Seward, actually Sterling was the town he lived in. Mid-October, October 10th, 14th, somewhere around there. Anyhow, from Sterling, Alaska, all the way down to San Diego was just at 4,000 miles on the Alaska-Canada Highway. And it was an epic journey. I mean, he's done it like 26 times. But anyhow, just magnificent. Banff National Park in Canada, BANFF, was just a bigger version of of Yosemite Valley to me. I mean, the place was beautiful. And it was fall for them, probably at that point, like I say, October 14th-ish. And the trees were turning. There was a herd of elk down by the river. We saw mountain goats. Just, you know, once in a lifetime trip for me. Hopefully not. Maybe I'll do it again sometime. We did it in his Ford F-250, but you could do it in a Mustang. I mean, there's some stretches of sort of hardened gravel dirt roads, but they're constantly putting in more and more paved road. Got to watch out for bison, buffalo. We almost hit one, man, at about 4:30 in the morning when it was dark, and the thing was a lone bull, and it was this tall, maybe even taller than the hood of his F-250. That would have made for a bad morning. You see a bunch of the 18-wheelers that go up and back there that have what they call cow catchers, like you saw on old steam trains in the old Western movies. They've got cow catchers on the front of the trucks just to, I'm afraid, knock the things out of the way if they happen to hit them. A lot of moose, too. I don't think we saw any bear, Pep. I don't think we saw any bear on that particular trip. I'll see if I can find some of those pictures and include them at the tail end of this video. Anyhow, this Granite Gear pack really is riding nice, really nice. I'm loaded up with probably 2 days worth of food right now, maybe 3. So I wanted to get the ability to put maybe 7 in. And I should talk to you about the water storage capabilities. It's really a big pack. But you don't have to use it all, just roll it down. Anyhow, windy out, a little chilly out. Probably gonna call it a day as far as video. And catch you guys later.